I'll put my secret student up on the board here, and then at the end of our lesson, I'll let you know who my secret student is, all right? All right, so today we're gonna go over lesson 80. We're gonna be working on are controlled still. We remember we're still working on our are controlled. If you look at our spelling tree, we've only covered AR, which says are. We've covered OR, which says or, and there's two different ways to spell it, O-R-E and O-R. Today, we're gonna be looking at ER, and ER spells okay? So that's going to be our lesson for today. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. We're gonna start with our phonemic awareness today. So Ms. Campos is gonna go ahead and give you some sounds, and then you're gonna tell me what the word is, okay? Here we go. N. B. Verb. Let's try it again. Listen to me. B. Okay, next one. J. Good. N. Good job. Your turn. The word is term. So it's not or, it's Listen, term. Okay, herd. Some of you are still saying or. It's not or. It's not or. It's Say it. Let's try it again. Herd. How about perch? Perch. Clerk. Clerk. Good job. All right, let's move on. So we finished our phonemic awareness. Now we're going to go ahead and complete our visual drill. I'll move out of the way so you guys can see it. Ready? Here we go. O-R spells or. O-R-E spells or. A-R spells are. Y spells yeah. What else does Y spell? I or E. Good job. D-G-E spells J. Excellent. G spells G and J. T-C-H spells Ch. Good. C-H spells C spells K. And what else? Excellent. Next one. A spells A and A. I spells it and I. O spells ah and O. E spells Z and E. U spells and U. Good job. And K spells nk. And G spells ng. P-H spells T-H spells no, let's try this one again. T-H spells no, it doesn't spell T-H spells let's try it again. T-H spells and good job. Okay, so we finished our phonemic awareness, our visual drill, and now we're going to do our auditory drill. Go ahead and get your marker. Everybody has a marker. Okay, open up your marker and I'll give you the sounds that you're going to be spelling. The first sound I would like you to write says or. There's two spelling patterns you can choose for or. Okay, excellent. Who can share? What's one of them? Yes. O-R says or. What else says or? Yes, Raquel? O-R-E says or. Good job. All right, write the spelling pattern that spells aw. So some of you are writing the spelling pattern that says O. If you put a silent E at the end, it's going to say O. What is a spelling pattern that says ah? Raquel? It's just O by itself. Okay? Write the spelling pattern that says R. R. We learned this one last week. R. Okay? I noticed some of you are just writing R by itself. R by itself is a consonant, right? Okay, what is it, Ashley?
A-R.
Yes, it's A-R. It's R controlled. A-R spells R. Okay, next one. Write the spelling pattern that spells, this is tricky, E. E. Okay, who wants to share one spelling pattern so far that you wrote that spells E? Okay, Raquel, what's one of them? Okay, so we know E, blank E can spell E. What else can spell E? E by itself. And we learned this one a few weeks ago. Yes, what is it, Casey? Y at the end of a word can also spell E. Good job. Okay, what about the spelling patterns that can spell I? I. What spelling patterns spell I? Ashley, what's one of them? I by itself. Who can tell me what's another one that spells I? I blank E. Good job, Angeline. I blank E. And what's another one, Casey? Y again, right? Y can say E, but sometimes Y can also say I. Okay, one last one. Write the 3 spelling patterns that can spell J. 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 Who wants to share one of them? Okay, Raquel, what's one of them? We know that D-G-E spells J. What else spells J? Yes. Yep, we know G-E can spell J, right? And we know one more that we've learned so far. What else can spell J? Casey? You're right, you wrote it down. Did you forget the name of the letter? Okay, think about it. What letter is that? Let's help Casey out. Who remembers what's the name of that letter? Ashley?
J.
That's the letter J. J can also spell J. Good job, you guys. Go ahead and erase your boards. Make sure your lid is on your marker. And you can hold on to your marker. Just make sure that it's put away and it's out of the way. Okay? All right. So we just finished our auditory drill. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at our blending drill. I'm going to go ahead and put up the letters to spell a word, and then you tell me what the word is, okay? Here's the first one. We're gonna go kind of fast. What's the word? March. What if I change the beginning consonant?
March.
Excellent. What if I change the R control? What's the word? What's the word? What if I change the ending sound? What's the word? Port. What if I change the R control? Pay attention, AR does not say or. Part. Good job. What if I now make this a closed syllable word? What is it going to say now?
Hat.
What if I put a blend at the end?
Hat.
Good. What if I change the beginning blend?
Plant.
Nice. What if I make it more than one?
Plants.
Good job. What if I change the beginning blend?
Plants.
Yep. What if I take off the ending? The closed syllable word. Oh no, there's still a blend at the beginning though. Slat. Excellent. What if I add a silent E?
Slate.
Yep. What if I take off the blend and just put a consonant?
Late.
Late. What if I change the consonant?
Mate.
Yep. What if I make this into a closed syllable word?
Mat.
Mat. What if I change it back to an R controlled?
Mart.
Mart. What if I change the beginning consonant?
Heart.
Good. What if I change the ending consonant?
Heart.
Card. And what if I change the R control?
Cord.
Cord. And say it with me. Cord. Excellent job, you guys. Let's go back. Let's put it back into slideshow. I'm going to go ahead and move my chair over because when I teach my new concept, I want you guys to pay attention to our spelling tree. So first of all, here is the r. R is a regular consonant that we find up on the consonant sound wall. We see the r right over there where the robot is. Do you see the r robot? So we know that R can spell r. It says r. Can you do that with me? R. Okay. We also learned, let's move on and look up here. Today we're going to learn about the branch that spells Now we can say Remember when we wanted to say whenever we would see the robot card, we would say and I'd always say no, it says r, right? Because the regular R consonant says r, but when we talk about the R controlled, we say okay? Make sense? Like in earth. And this is the way it's spelled, E-R. Okay, let's move on. Where can we find in a word? Yes. We can find it in the middle. And I'm going to show you, like in the word verb. I want you to look up here. When I map out the word verb, I hear b, right? It's in the middle. I'm going to exchange it for my spelling chip. And now I have verb, right? So we can find it in the middle. Look at this one. Now this time, I'm not going to use my chips. I want you to read the word. What's the word say? Nope, let's use my chips again. What's the word? Fern, right? Listen. So we're not going to say fra, right? We say Do it again. Fern. Okay, where else can we find the ER? Yes, we can find it at the end of a word. Do this. It's at the end of a word. What's the word? Her. Okay, let's try the next one. Where else? What else what does this one say? Per. Say Do it again. Good job. All right, so here's Look at my mouth when I say My lips kind of pucker out a little bit and I go Say it. Watch. Do it again. Good job. Okay, let's move on and look. So now we're going to write some together. So I'm going to give you guys your chips. Take yours. Grab your marker. You're going to need your marker. And I'm just going to go over the chips with you one more time. So we have our consonants, right? Your consonants are your blue chips. Make sure they're there. Your red chip is your short vowel. You have an orange chip for your digraph, if we have a word with a digraph in it. And then this is our spelling chip. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you guys a word, and we're going to tap it. Then we're going to map it with our chips, and then we're going to write it, okay? All right, the first word that we're going to practice is the word verb. Let's tap it. Verb. Watch Miss Campos. I'm going to go. Can you do that? Now I'm not going to use my spelling chip yet. I'm going to use my sound chip. B. Read the word with me. Verb. Now before I write it, I'm going to exchange it for my spelling chip. And now I'm going to get my marker and I'm going to write the word verb. I hear Now ER gets one box because it makes one sound. And B. Make sure you do a B and not a D. verb. Let's tap it out. Ready? Here we go. Verb. Excellent job. Go ahead and put your chips up. Move them out of the way. Erase your board. And I'm going to give you a new word. Okay, the next word we're going to practice is the word perch. Let's tap it so we know how many sounds. Ready? Perch. How many sounds? Three sounds. My first sound is a p. What chip are we going to use for that? Blue. Why blue? It's a consonant. Good job, Ashley. So we're going to put p. What color chip am I going to use?
Gray.
Yep, why gray? Vowel R, right? Which we call R controlled, or sometimes we call it vowel R, right? When the R controls the vowel, show me with your hand. Yep, there it is. And then ch. What color chip did you use? Orange. Why did we choose orange? It's a digraph. Good job. All right, exchange it now for your spelling chip and go ahead and write perch. Beautiful. Wow, great job. So I noticed you wrote a P. I noticed you put your ER in one box. Why did we put ER in one box? Does anybody know why ER goes in one box? Yes. No, because you know what, Angelina, I noticed you just put R.
Oh.
You're forgetting. No, but now you put RE. What is it? It's ER. Why does it only get one box? Yep, and how many sounds does it make? One sound. Now when I write my do I put my C here and my H here? No. Why not? What do I need to do instead? Casey? Together, okay. Why do I put the C and the H together? Why though? They make how many sounds? One sound. Let's tap it. Ready? Perch. Excellent job. Okay, I'm going to move it, and now I'm going to do one more. I want you to please write or map the word per. Tap it. Now map it. Now exchange it for your spelling chip and write it. Excellent job. So this is what I noticed. I saw correct?
Yeah.
Then I saw you exchange it, correct? And then I saw this. Correct?
No.
You caught me. No? Why not? What do I need to do? Who can tell me? What do I need to do? Angeline?
Put the R next to the E.
Yes, the E and the R always stay together because it makes one sound. Her. Good job. I want you guys to watch me read these 3 words. I'm going to give you guys your words to read, but before I give you your words to read, I want you to watch me. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to first go on a R-controlled hunt. I see R-controlled here, I see R-controlled here, and I see R-controlled here. I know that R-controlled can be in the middle, and I also know it can come at the end, right? When I read this word, I go term. When I read this one, I go after. Now I look at this one and I notice this one follows the rabbit rule. Do you notice? Where would I break up this word if I wanted to break it up by syllables? Where would I break it up, Ashley?
The T.
Between the 2 T's, right? What does the first syllable say?
Let.
What does the second syllable say?
Turn.
Right. And when I put it together, what does it say? Letter, right? Say it with me. Letter. Good reading. Do I go let to? No, I only have to say the sound one time, right? Letter. Say it. Letter. Good job. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys your paper. You're going to go on a vowel team hunt. Get your pencil, and wherever you see an R controlled, I want you to circle it, okay? I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Excellent. Excellent. You only have to do the front page. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead. I noticed that you circled this one. I noticed you circled this one. I'll go ahead and go through it and I'll circle it, right? I want you to get your orange right now, and I want you to look for a digraph. There's a digraph in this word, in one of these words. Find the digraph and circle it. Excellent job. How many letters are in a digraph? Two. And I saw that you circled the CH. What does CH say? Perfect. Okay, now here's another thing that I want you to note, and look over here. See this E? Does the E jump over anything and make anything say its name? No. So why is the E there? Pretty tricky, huh? I want to mention something. In the English language, our words never end in a V. So why do you think we have to have the E there? Yes, because there's a V. We don't hear it. This E is silent. We don't hear it at all. And it doesn't even work. It doesn't make another letter say its name, or it doesn't even work with a vowel team, right? But it has to be there because we never end a word with a V. Make sense? Thumbs up if that makes sense. All right, so you guys ready? Let's just read our words quickly. Let's just stretch it out. Ready? Instead of going, her, let's stretch it out and read it, okay? Here we go. You know what? I actually have some arrows that you guys can use. Put your arrow at the bottom of your paper, and what you're gonna do when you read is you're going to have your arrow here, right? You're gonna put your finger here, and you're just gonna stretch it out till you get to the end. Watch Miss Campos, I'll do the first one. Her. I didn't go, I didn't jump around, did I? I just stretched it out. What's the word? Her. Let's try this one. Put your finger. Here we go. Fern. What's the word? Fern. Let's try this one. Ready? Verb. What's the word? Verb. Say it. Verb. 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 We call this continuous blending because we're continuing. We're not jumping. We're not going b. We're just going verb. Okay? Let's try this one. Ready? Put your finger on it. Here we go. Heard. What's the word? Heard. Now this herd isn't like I heard you. Nuh-uh. This herd is a group of animals. When you see a bunch of cattle, you'll say, oh, look at that herd. Or if you see a bunch of sheep, you might say, look at the herd of sheep. That's what they're talking about, a group, okay? Next one, let's try this one. Ready? Put your finger on the dot. Here we go. Raquel, will you do it for us? Wow, you did that one great. Let's do it with her. Perch. Casey, can you try this one? Don't stop. Try it again nice and loud, Casey. Oh, do we hear this sound? No. Okay, Ashley, try it. Let's all do it. Serve. Excellent job. Okay, let's put this away. And now let's just read our words and we're done, okay? Here we go. Her.